I would now like to take on this opportunity to introduce Dr. Mayil Murugan, sir. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to deliver his keynote address yesterday, and I think he is with us. Dr. Mayil Murugan, sir, are you there? Yes. Good morning, Doctor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning. Very good
Good
morning.
morning, sir. Good morning. Dr. Mayil Murugan, sir, is Associate Professor and HOD of Postgraduate Department of Commerce, the Madurai College, Autonomous in Madurai. Dr. Mayil Murugan, sir, is a trainer, researcher, academician, and consultant, TRAC, currently working as an Associate Professor and Head, PG Department of Commerce, the Madurai College at Madurai. His educational qualification is MCom, MBA, MPhil, SLET, FCMA, followed by PhD. Chartered Institute of Management Accountant, CIMA, Advanced Diploma, Management Accounting from London. He was also elected as a regional council member for 2 terms from 2011 to 2015 and again 2015 to 2019, holding a position as a chairman of Southern Indian Regional Council of Institute of Cost Accountants of India, Chennai during 2017-2018. He is a fellow member of Institute of Cost Accountants of India, All India Commerce Association, Indian Accounting Association, and All India Management Association. Very warm welcome, Dr. Mayil Murugan, sir. Please continue.
Yes. Yes. Good morning. Yes. Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Shall I start, sir?
Please, and thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Most respected Manu sir for your introduction, and Prakash is the convener of this entire global research forum. He is a person who is regularly organizing this type of conferences in order to motivate every one of us, both as a listener as well as a deliverer. And this time too, has identified the right theme. First, I appreciate and congratulate Dr. Prakash for identifying the various themes which would be pertinent to the current environment for both teachers and students, research scholars. Indeed, I am happy to listen Dr. S. Ganapathy on sustainable developments. What the presentation! It is like a river flow which I have never seen in my experience. Of course, he is a man of deliver. The demonstration plays a vital role to achieve enlightenment. Hopefully, our professor Dr. S. Ganapathy is already has attained enlightenment because of the attitudinal changes and the behavioral modification, the character recognition, and the demonstration. This would be my theme. Normally, I used to have, that is A to E. If at all want to be enlightened personality, so we have to demonstrate ourselves in front of a group, especially learned members. And for that, what is required? So we have to accept ourselves. That is called the character recognition, C. E for enlightenment, and D for demonstration, C for character recognition. In order to recognize every one of us on our own, what is required is behavioral modification. So depending upon the target group, we have to change our the modification. And what is required for a base, it's an attitude. The attitudinal change. When all these three, five, if it is there, certainly the sustainability would be there as a teacher, as a business, as a growth, whatever it may be. Really, Ganapati sir is a model for sustainable growth and a sustainable professor also, that too from the very leading university. So once again, I congratulate, appreciate the speakers, those who have presented very nicely to enhance, enrich our knowledge. At the same time, so we have to throw many more things to the audience. Um, Once again, good morning. So my presentation, as Prakash is rightly pointed out, so he gave a topic on sustainable business growth. But in addition to that, you give some uh, insights on research also. So the first part might be about 30 minutes, whatever. Ganapati are always focusing on time management. There is an attitude in this occasion I want to tell you, that is called what if, OTIF, which means on time in full. Yes, anything want to give, it is on time, every time, respecting others' time. That is time management. Of course, we move to the subjects. Thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to present on two different themes, and which would be more pertinent not only to the research scholars, even for professors like us. So, our Ganapati sir has given a detailed presentation on sustainable development as a whole, but how we can sustain in our business growth, how to maintain the sustainability in business. During this pandemic, many business organizations, especially MSME sector, they are suffering like anything because they do not have a sustainable strategy. Might be the environmental factor which influences to go that COVID pandemic one and second wave, and we are eagerly waiting, or we are going to protect ourselves, preventing the third wave. It is in our hand. That the sustainability part. Um, Friends, for a business, normally being an accounting man, we used to have one word. It's called prudence. Prudence is a basic principles of accounting. While deciding about any policies or rules, for that what is required, one of the major consideration in the business, it is called prudential practices. That's why the bankers, in the banking sector, now we are talking about the banking sector reforms. Why I'm telling this? No, the research scholars, they can pursue and they can choose the topic on the banking sector also. That's the reason why I will give in between. I will give some additional input to take a theme or topic or a research topic, or even for an article writing, you can take it. So the business, in the business banking organization, after this the 1991 recommendation Narsum committee, we are talking about Basel 1, Basel 2 and Basel 3 norms, and gradually we are moving towards Basel 3 norms, and in the Basel 1 there is a small there is a ratio, one important crux, CAR ratio, CAR in the sense capital adequacy ratio. It is nothing but share capital divided by risk-weighted assets. So it is to now on the third wave, third Basel 3, what they are expecting is about 12 percentage of share capital. 12 percentage on share capital to risk-weighted assets. Now, want of this share capital, the government has pumped about 75,000 crores for the last 3 years in order to maintain and sustain their capital adequacy ratio as one of the prelude for the Basel norms. So, in this occasion, that prudential practices, it is one of the very basic requirement for the sustainable strategy in the business point of view. Of course, life is no longer the same cup of tea. It's going on, change is a only mantra. But why we make a change? Normally, initiating change is very easy. Maintaining the change where the problem arises. Change requires sustainability. So whatever you want to change, initiation is very easy. Yes, we could change anything. But maintaining the change where we used to face lot of problems. For that only Dr. S. Ganapati sir has given lot of input towards solving those solving the sustainability. And the third important, that is change requires sustainability. So once if at all want to change, you need a sustainable change on this particular aspect. It may be a business or anything else. Now, there is a slide which is very pertinent and important, which I have shown in many our own seminar organized by Prakash. There, no, that best nation to live and work. This slide was prepared by Robert Kaplan, who is father of the Balanced Scorecard, who is a finance professor of that's Harvard Business School. He gave some important thing that for any country, what is required sustainability, sustainable development in the country on this other side of the coin, other than the environmental issues, education and health. The education and health is a basic foundation. So from there, we have to develop infrastructure. From the infrastructure, moving towards benchmark in human capital, benchmark in innovation and technology, the best state to do business. Of course, we in Indians, we are creating a benchmark in human capital worldwide. That's why we are shining and sustaining in every aspects of development, and in innovation and technology also we could lead. And the best state to do business. Yes, everyone they are ready to come to India as well as in Tamil Nadu. So many corporates they are ready to come forward. Many MNCs they are coming forward to do business in this. When all these three things, if it is successful, the economic growth and social and regional equality and quality of life it is ensured. So this is one important thing. The Kaudilya's words in Arthashastra, there is a quote. The root of all happiness is doing rights. A root of doing right is a root of wealth, and root of wealth is an enterprise. The root of all enterprise is creating good intellectual human capital. Yes, our aim, including the Global Research Forum, Pune is also aiming to create a good intellectual human capital with ethics. So after 1991, we used to say there are a lot of session zone, session. Just for fun, I have taken this one, this angle session. It was started with the liberalization. Now we are ending with the Covidization. Just before it is an inclusization. Yes, it is our imperative duty as on the part of the government. They have to ensure that whether the government is inclusive, whether even downtrodden it is bringing into the common folk or not. That is another important factor. So then President Pratibha Patil during that time only the concept of inclusive growth. So we as an Indian, we as a corporate, our focus is towards an inclusiveness rather than excluding part. So long back it was only the privatization or globalization. It is on the exclusiveness. And we cannot afford to continue to do business as usual. We have to think beyond. We have to think because of a lot of changes. We have to think differently. We have to evolve some strategies. How to retain. What is sustainability? Now you can take this one is a sustainability. It is a quality of being able to continue over a period of time. Meeting the needs of the present without compromising ability of future generation to meet their own needs. Then sustainability is about ensuring long-term business success while contributing towards economic and social development. Along with economic and social development, healthy environment, stable society, how we sustain. That is now the growth that enriches not blunders the environment. The responsible competitiveness is very much required to be the responsible business strategy. What is the responsible competitiveness? Yes, the competition, it is there, but you have to be more responsible in the sense without compromising the social and the economical, social as well as economic development, whether can we do it? That is called the responsible competitiveness. We should not stick it on mere profit alone. We have to think beyond. It is called a triple bottom line reporting system. Triple bottom. Now it has changed from triple to quadruple. That is also there. That is what we need to do. This is called three thing. One is social, and second one is economic, and third one is environment. The beyond it is sustainable. So between social and economic, the what is your the trade-off is equitable, and the social and environment is a bearable. It's we have to withstand bearable in the sense affordable in the same line, and the economic and environment viable. All these things place a sustainability. And recently they have added one more reporting which is called quadruple. It is a triple quadruple. There we used to give one more accounting which is called the ethical accounting. So now you can take the economics in the sense it is called the economic accounting, moving towards profit. Whereas social accountability, social accounting moving towards satisfying people, and the environmental accounting and return that is called towards third B planet, and fourth B in order to be a sustainability forever. So ethical business is required. Ethical accounting it is other P principle. Friends, in marketing, we have four P's. That is different: product, price, place, and promotion. So beyond that, there are so many P's. I am correlating with these four P's to this four P, quadruple bottom line reporting, four P's. One is profit, that is a basic bottom line. And the second one is people, third one is planet, and the fourth one is principle. So in this angle, you have to identify the topics of your research in a business. That is very much important. Whatever the input we are talking in this conference, as a research scholar, as an academician, we have to identify and whether this topic which would be more pertinent or which would be relevant to the current environment. So whatever the knowledge you have gained, it has to be whatever knowledge gained, when it is to be truthful, fruitful, in the sense it is to be applicable. So just you apply the concept of those things in your field. So recently we have suggested is called quadruple bottom line reporting of any organization you can take it. Being a consultant, we used to take up the task of providing, that is called completely on this QBLR. QBLR about four P's of a business. It is about if you are being given 5-year data, which would be classified like anything, and analysis, interpretation, everything it is on one page report. At last, as a researcher, we have to find and prepare one page write up about your project or research or PhD, whatever it may be. Incorporating how we are going to incorporating sustainability into business strategy. How that is one is compliance. Compliance part it is a routine activity and operational effectiveness. There we are stands. It's called cost management. I used to say that is called cost management under this activity based costing, life cycle costing, case on costing, and throughput costing, balance scorecard, EVA, SVA, and those things. So many activities, inventory management, receivables, whatever it may be. Anything now it comes under the operational effectiveness. So our aim it is towards eco efficiency also with that. That's why nowadays, while the bankers are dispersing loan to the business people, in order to maintain the sustainable environment, before dispersing loan, they are very focused on the product is whether eco-friendly as well as the process is also an eco-friendly. If it is not an eco-friendly, they could not claim they are in the green banking concept. So it is also not that. Then you have to think of leverage. So how we are leveraging. To what extent I can take a liberty with that assets employees without compromising the acceptance of employees and other things we can do it. And at last your
Hello,
maturity level of sustainability,
hello,
it is strategic advantage leadership, that is
കേക്കാമോ?
extending costly
Hello,
impact, product service, operating model, innovation, market leading. So this is an incorporating sustainability to do business. How the sustainability in the business, how the framework of sustainability research in retail, you can think of your the process there. That very important topic topic where you can take it up is called the supply chain management. Supply chain as well as value chain, there should not be any break between one party to other party. There should be a link, not by joining together, but by connecting together. There should not be any waiting time between one party to other party. In such a way, your supply chain it is to be ensured. One side is invisible supplier and other side is invisible customers. How these two people have been connected without knowing each other, but all the middlemen are being connected. So in this angle, we have to think the supply chain on one side. During the supply chain also, you can think of waste management. There it is an important part. And in the supply chain, there is a concept is called very latest in the inventory management. Many of the commerce process as well as management process will know that even a common man know the inventory management. So good inventory management is a good financial management. Under the inventory management, how do they maintain their inventory level in their business? Because the inventory it is attached with the cash credit accommodation, and naturally they have to bear the interest on those the inventory costs. So there in the traditional model that is called JIC, which means minimum level, maximum level, reorder level, economic ordering quantity, how much quantity is to be ordered and how we can disperse. That's on one side. The second from JIC to JIT, that is called a JIT in the sense, just in time inventory management. Many people you may aware that within no minute of time, if anything available, supplier and the customers are available, you need not hold any inventory in your business. So naturally, the inventory cost holding it will be much lesser than your actual. That is on the second one. From there, because of the ICT, information and communication technology, latest the inventory tool, that is called vendor managed inventory. Vendor managed in the sense you need not worry about your inventory. The inventory will be managed by your vendor who is supplying your raw material. So in such a way, you have to make a contract between the supplier and yourself. So continuous supply without any break in the sense they will maintain your inventory in their business. Automatically your inventory level it is much zero. So your bottom line has been increased like anything, so that you can prove the social and the economic uh, balances in the society. These are the way I'm giving in between now that we can take as a research topic that we'll discuss later on. Then how we are fixing the fair prices for the various goods and services, help the management to achieve sustainable cost reduction in the business process, draw meaningful budget based on volume of different activities, develop a robust cost management software, increasing awareness of cost among all levels, aid the company to be good corporate citizen by being compliant with the laws. Friends, being I am a cost accountant, that in his introduction he introduced me as a chairman of the Southern India Regional Council of Institute of Cost Accountants of India during the year 1819, of course. And being a cost accountant, the cost management, rather cost reduction or cost cutting, the rationalization behind the cost, it is to be ensured each and every activity. And there we can think of fixing the price, sustainable prices depending upon the market condition. So beyond the market condition, we have to think it of the competitive market to competitive market. In the sense, cooperation plus competition is called competition. It is a neologism word, a combination of two words, which means, so there in the game theory, initially what we learned, it is called zero sum game. While we play a game, a person who wins the game who will get 100 rupees, and suppose the value of the game 100 rupees, a person who loses maybe zero. But in current environment, the topic is completely different. Win-win situation. It is otherwise called as plus sum game. Plus sum game, which means a person who wins the game, he will get 51 rupees. A person who loses the game, it is 41. Then only you can play safely. So that is the mantra. It is over. It is played all over the world. Sir, am I audible? Sir, excuse me. Is that hello?
Yes, sir.
Audible, sir.
Yes, sir. You are
Audible,
audible.
sir. Audible, audible.
Prakash sir?
Yeah. Yes, Dr. Karmarkar here. You are audible, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, am I
Hello.
audible?
Yes, sir. You are very much audible. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Mayil, sir. You are audible.
Sir, you
Hello.
are audible. We can hear you.
Hello.
Ah, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because no, just I'm going. Sorry.
No, no.
That's okay.
We will notify you if there is any problem.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Please
Thank you.
continue.
Okay. So the pricing under the pricing, it is very then cost reduction business process. There are a lot of techniques in the cost reduction process without compromising the quality. To whom you are delivering things, it's very much important. There I am giving some topics, that's called value analysis. Whether your product is esteem value product or use value product or cost value product, accordingly you have to think of your strategy. And at the same time, business process re-engineering, business process reverse engineering, tear down analysis, it's otherwise called as benchmarking, and business process outsourcing, where you can make it an outsource, and case on costing is a model for change for betterment, and life cycle pricing as well as life cycle costing, the current environment, the entire the retail sector, their focus not only in retail sector, even for the automobile industry. So they are following life cycle costing, where we are using all laptops or the gadgets, everything. It is called the life cycle costing, life cycle pricing. And recently, the budget concept is also. You can, instead of preparing the traditional budgeting system, you can think of zero-based budgeting model. So wherever possible, you can use the zero-based, where the quality consciousness, and each and every rupee, it is to be justified before taking a rupee. It is to be justified in such a way. It is to be there. And the cost management software, it is also there. Yes, we developed our software. It is called automated profitability analysis system for banks. And suppose how much deposits and investment, short term, long term deposits, current deposit, term deposit, in such a way there must be some sort of model. While just you put it, you will get how much funds needed, how much funds is to be deployed to avoid salary loss, to avoid cash loss, to avoid loss, and to avoid interest loss, and to earn desired level of profit. In such a way, we developed a cost management software, so that provided the cost data, it is more of transparent. So that is on other side. And the increasing the awareness of cost among all levels, it is to be there. Uh, sorry. And this is the ultimate is to aid the company to be a good corporate citizen by being compliant with the law, company laws. It's called responsible competitiveness. The word is very much important. Example. And what are the expectations of the thing? A good understanding of nature of business, grasp over key levers driving the volumes as well as revenues, flair for numbers and strong ledger orientation, analytical skills, big data, power, predictive costing. Yes, there you can use some research tool. Everyone you aware that it is a term is called business analytics. Everyone. So under the business analytics, one side is predictive, other side is descriptive, predictive, and prescriptive. So what we are doing so far, to some extent, it is descriptive statistics, and to some extent predictiveness based on some models. It may be on the qualitative data as well as the quantitative data. So our ultimate aim, that is for decision making. For any data, it is for decision making. Uh, decision making. So the analytical skill part, while we do any research, this occasion, um, for for a table, you have taken a table with analysis. You have to analyze it. How to draft? Then there the scholars, they may note it. Four eyes is very much required for any article written. Anything about, you have identified the problem. They collected the data, it is compiled, and how it can be interpreted. So for that, what is required is 4 I's. Acronym. 4 I's. I. Number one, just introduce the table with the concepts. So what for the table has been prepared, and for that the small brief introduction about the conceptual part of the table. That is the first I. The second I, it is called interpretation of the table. There, many research scholars they have failed. Hopefully, they are near translating the things in the syllabus, things in the table. Rather, they have to think of interpretation. What? How? There are 3 steps required for an interpretation. Number one, what had happened? The first question he has to think what had happened. The second question, it is why it had happened. And the third one is the impact on that part happening. Suppose if any change or anything required, what would be the impact that is on the interpretation? For interpretation, one should hold 3 important points. What had happened, why it had happened, and that impact. There you can use some analytical statistical tools through your software or anything, Amos or SPS, whatever it may be. And the third eye, inference. Inference. The sense, based on your interpretation, what is your inference? It is otherwise called as findings. We used to say that findings, it is to be taken care in the separate chapter if it is on PhD topic or MPhil topic. Otherwise, in the last part of your article. So first finding is this is based on your analysis and interpretation. And fourth I, it is called suggestions. No, for that I have coined fourth I is required. I myself I developed is called idea. What is your idea about what had happened? The things that is called suggestion. So in such a way, your analysis part, if it is there, your predictiveness in costing, accounting, whatever it may be, for any data, it is very easy to do it. Okay. Yeah. Before that, I'll small. Sorry, because time is very short. Yes. This is the sustainable study. Sorry. How you can take? See, there are 7 factors for success: vision, values, strategy, resources, capability, motivation, feedback, money. When all these things are there, you can go for change and you can be a sustainable business people. Without vision, no vision, but you have all these 6 characteristics, no vision, so confusion. So your sustainability mainly based on your vision of your organization. And vision is there, but no value, so corruption, no value system. Vision is there, value is there, but you don't have any strategy, you don't have any tactics. Then net result diffusion. You have all these strategies without resources, frustration, without capability, all these 6 fatigue, and without motivation, crawl, and at last, without money, certainly you incur loss. Because whatever you are getting through everything through bank finance, so naturally the entire money it goes to interest. Okay, so this is an important thing I have to tell. Then one more thing. This is called what I have given. No, these are the areas where one can choose the topic. There are a lot of inputs, lot of things are there, and you can take this one. Cost management, value analysis, engineering. I told re-engineering, outsourcing, reverse engineering, Kaizen model, Muda, Mura, Muri. It is nothing but overproduction happens at one time, and not to bend to work, not to bend to work. Life cycle costing, target costing, activity-based costing is the latest tool for cost reduction. And balanced scorecard, as I suggested in the initial stage, how you are balancing your financial and non-financial parameter. then QBLR, carbon credit management, Six Sigma, it is a latest area, especially in India nowadays. No, many organizations it's completely robotic model. JIT and WOW technology, BMI vendor managed inventory, WOW technology, supply chain, CRM. So those things. These are all the latest. You can take it a topic of then. Oh, we'll come to the research domain. So one side is on the business development. You have learned many topics, many things, how it can be related and how the research can be done. Normally, the research, which is classified into 5 domains. We as a business, so I'm a commerce professor, and basically our research is based on business domain and educational domain. Medical science and legal investigation, it is not in this. That's on one side is medical and legal and meteorological and the business domain. So, how the research in education, academic point of view, how it can be. So, purpose of research work. Normally, the activity-based costing or case-on costing, any life cycle costing. What it is objective? Why it is to be taken for? So in particular sector, its cost is increasing, escalating like anything. Why it has escalated? Then what are the things which already on this price fixation or promotional strategy or marketing or in HRM practices? And you go for review of literature and you have to state the problem, which yesterday could have some of Manoj sir, some professors has detailedly given about this one, limitation, hypothesis, data analysis and interpretation, finding, suggestion, conclusion. So Blackguard subject. This is a very important point to ponder research in education. There are 3 industry-based research initiatives. Suppose cement industry. Now the steel industry prices are higher. So why is it because of pandemic or is it because of what are the reason? Whether labor problem or raw material problem. So just before our Ganesan sir is pointed out 5 M's. 5 M's. So where the material is a problem, or men is a problem, or money is a problem, or management is a problem. And peer research team initiatives. So side by side, that is on the student research, individual research initiatives, and the impactful publication technique from above methods, framing the topic with the appropriate vocabulary. That is very much important. Appropriate. I have written an article. Many people interesting India. The topic is interesting India. Actually, what I made interest hyphen ing India. It is related with the banking sector. Banking sector, the revenue it is through interest. Then other side is interesting India in the sense banking India, in banks in India. So we have in such a way we have to frame the topic. It is more of appropriate vocabulary and also to some extent it is attractive to read and to go through at least abstract. Then many people accept a writer as well as the it's called a reviewer. Many people never read unless if it is related to their field. That is another limitation, which what I felt might be wrong also. Then review of literature, choosing apt research tool and design. So just because I know the tool, we should not use it. So basically in statistics, only 2 important tools. One is the average and another one is standard deviation. Based on these 2 important parameters, lot of things has happened in the various models. Then insightful data analysis, competing findings and recommendations, scope for further research. That is another important. So that must lead to further research and a meaningful conclusion. This is on one side. Pace of research, which many people they know, research identifying the problem and make a review of literature and formulate the hypothesis. Research design, including sample design, is very much important. How we are going to collect the data. And yesterday, one of the speakers spoke on either primary data or secondary data. It is not compulsory that whether primary data alone need not be. Even second data analysis, you can do wonders. In my candidate has presented one submitted thesis and awarded. That is purely on secondary data. The topic is country-wise and sector-wise analysis of foreign direct investment in India. Country-wise, sector-wise analysis of foreign direct investment in India. So it is purely on secondary data. And there is another topic on secondary data. It is called prudential norms and their impact on financial performance of the bank. Prudential norms, it is not on the front end, it is on the back end work. Balanced scorecard approach, no, it is all, both are front end as well as back end, in the sense of both quantitative and qualitative. So in this angle, the data and the topic is very much important rather than which data you are using it. Many people, they are discouraging that doing secondary data, it is a table research. Many people, they are discouraging it. Not like that, depends upon the topic which we can take it. This is my observation. Then you are analyzing the data and interpret the report. Then that is how we are familiarity with what type of research we are doing it, whether descriptive or diagnostic or hypothesis testing research, exploratory, those things. Research, competency building in research, how one can, content very much required, because without knowledge on the content, you cannot do it. Delivery, it is in the form of communication, written communication, by using the proper grammatical part as well as how it can be written, whether past participle or future tense or past tense, where you can use the tenses, that is very much important. And a person who is coaching, he will be enabler and technology. He himself doing all analytics with the SPSS or any analysis to software. Innovative, always been innovative. But topic, it is a more of distinctive and uniqueness. That is on one side. And the third one is attitude. Fourth, sixth one is attitude. But how to choose a promising research problem? How? So choosing a topic that you are passionate. Yes, I am focusing towards costing and finance. Costing and finance, banking, and towards inclusive insurance, inclusive banking, inclusive affordable healthcare. Yes, we took a topic on affordable healthcare. How it can be drawn? Affordable healthcare by the private sector in this pandemic. And critical reading is very much important. Critical reading, for that only we are using the literature review. Start with the broader area and narrow down a specific. There is a term, you may aware that in a bank, asset liability management, ALM. It is on the back end only by the corporate office. They will do ALM concept. So they will do. Under the ALM, no, asset liability management, there are about 6 risks are there. So which type of risk we are going to study under the ALM? So whether foreign exchange risk alone, you can take it, or contingency risk, you can take it, or interest rate risk, or the liquidity risk, profitability risk, capital adequacy risk. So in these 6 lines, you can take any in which line which will be more prominent and relevant to your bank. So in such a way, you can take it emerging areas. That is also the asset liability management is an emerging area. Basel norms is an emerging area. So in such a way, you have to choose and discuss it with our experts in your areas. How to choose promising research. That is very important. Once if you have properly you have reviewed literature, it's a wonderful way of you can present it very nicely. One is on the academic. What is literature? It is otherwise called as a very simple term, academic survey. Academic survey about your topic and where you can take it, academic source. Then survey of important articles, demonstrating others' knowledge. So you are by reviewing it, which field, what type of vocabulary is used, key variables, phenomena and its methodologies. And the literature review has four objectives. One is the surveys, literature in your area, and synthesize information with your topic. And you analyze critically the information gathered, identifying gaps in current knowledge, and present in the literature in an organized way, systematic way, which you may aware of it, how it can be described. And is another way of describing or demonstrate, summarize, integrates. Literature review demonstrates a familiarity with the body of knowledge, summarizing prior research, integrating and summarizing what is known about the subjects. You are integrating and summarizing, and it demonstrates that you have learned from others and that your research is starting point for your new areas. So this is another way of describing your why it is LR important. Literature review is a proposed research related to prior research in your domain It shows the originality and relevance of a research problem, specifically how your research is different from other research. That's why we used to identify research gap after your literature review. It justify your proposed methodology, how why you have taken. There are a lot of research you have been done. There is a research, warranty and after sales service exclusively. How the warranty and after sales service is fulfilled. Consumer attitude towards warranty and after sales service, especially consumer durables. How whether are they doing really warranty they are getting it, after sales service whether it is there or not, or just a replacement. That in this side. Then before beginning our literature review, what is the topic of a literature review? Which discipline that review and what type of literature reviews concentration? So how intensive in your literature review? How long and how many citations are you using? How comprehensive will your literature be? This is a generic term. You can use its objectives of performing literature review. It is contribution to the understanding of research problem being studied. Describe the relationship of each work to others under consideration. Identify new ways to interpret, shed light on any gap in the previous. The important area you have to identify the gap, and you are resolving the conflicts amongst seemingly contradictory previous studies. Point the way in fulfilling a need for additional research. Locate your own research within the context of existing literature. Cooper taxonomy of literature review, focus, goal, perspective, coverage, organization, and audience. To whom? That is for audience and organized way of doing things, whether it has been covered properly, prescriptively, rather descriptively, goal focus. That is focus research methods, research outcome theories, goal, you are integrating it, prescriptive, neutral representation, coverage, exhaustive with selective citation, and whether organized way, historical way, or conceptual, methodological, and to whom the audience, specialized scholar or general scholar. This is already we have told. And how to prepare notes of literature review through Excel table or Word file or handwritten. Note should include year, author, everyone, just for recalling, I'm telling, year, author, title, country of study, objectives, hypothesis, research methodology, instrument, sample size, test used, conclusion, significant variables, and their impact. While you have these things, how it can be prepared, I will tell you. This is a sample literature review. You see, it is in the Excel format. Number one, year 2015, author name, title of that, country of study, objectives. Just you go through this thing. What are the basic objective? Did they frame any hypothesis? And what are the variables they have used for collecting the data, analyzing dependent variable and independent variable? What type of research method? And instrument used, sample size, test used, conclusion, significant variables. Once you are prepared in this angle, you can prepare about 9 to 10 lines literature review for each review. Okay. Then this
Mayil, sir.
integral part and non-integral part likewise.
Uh,
So
Mayil Murugan sir, the screen sharing is not coming.
now,
Your voice is clear, but the screen sharing is not proper.
Screen sharing.
whether Excel sheet could you see, sir? Just before I.
No, only the slide is visible.
Okay, now you see whether.
No, you have to close the slide first.
Now is it visible?
No. You minimize the slide, the earlier slide PPT.
Oh.
That is visible now.
Now?
No. You have to close, sir. Close the sustainable business growth file.
Okay. Now?
Now we can share again. Again you have to share.
I have to share. Just a minute. You see, this is a review of literature.
Yes.
It is through Excel format you can do it. Number one is year, the second one is author name, and the third one is the title of the paper, country of study, objectives, then hypothesis. if they have framed any hypothesis and what are the variables they have used, variables and research methods, what type of research study, instrument, sample size, test used, conclusion and significant variables. So in this angle, once they prepare their thing, they can present their research proposal as well as the research output in the proper form. So with these, I conclude my presentation. It is about one side is business strategy, how to evolve a business strategy to sustain in this current environment. As a research scholar, we have to identify various topics, relevant topics, pertinent topics to the current environment. Especially recently, you may aware that in MSME sector, they have given in this pandemic working capital loan. They have given one side. The second one is subordinate debt. They have given, and the third one is FOF, fund of funds. So these are the three areas which are now current scenario after this pandemic, whether the financial package given by the government of India, whether it has a positive impact on the MSME, what for it has been given, the intended purpose is fulfilled or not, we can easily identify. So in such a way, as a research scholar, we have to read a more, listen a situation, listen many latest thing, as well as observe what is happening in the current environment. So accordingly, we have to think and do it in a better way. So with these words, I thank Dr. Prakash for giving me an opportunity to share some of the points, because my presentation, it is very long, lengthy also, not about 30 minutes, it's about more than 3 hours. And if possible, we'll discuss in some other forum. So with these words, I thank the organizer, especially Prakash sir and Manoj sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. A Mayil Murugan, sir. Thank you very much for understanding the essence of time and trying to give as much and share as much information as you could. It is always a pleasure to hear and listen, and news upcoming aspiring scholars, including myself, they are always looking forward to hear detailed information from your side. Unfortunately, some slides were missing. I'm not sure if you would like to share the PPT file with all the scholars and viewers and participants. If it's convenient, if it's okay, maybe I can just request you to share the PPT file if possible.
Sure. Through Prakash, I will share it.
Please, sir, that would be very helpful.
Thank you, sir.
All
And also, I'll add that there are so many requests from the research scholars came. They want research methodology, some type of events like this way. So some classes. So we'll already identified Dr. Mayil Murugan sir and then Prasanna Deshmukh sir and all. So for the research methodology, they want some classes on that, because of this pandemic they are not able to attend the coursework and all. So they are requesting. So in a convenient time, the next before the conference, we will schedule one day, and we will let you know together. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
This is a need of the hour, sir. Scholars. Nice.
Yeah. Research scholars request is there. That is why yesterday evening I had requested Mayil Murugan sir to convert his speech to related to research methodology. Even Prasanna Deshmukh sir is also going to talk in the same area. And after that, Prakash Karmadkar sir also in the afternoon, he is also going to talk in the same area for the interest. And these all are except Dr. S. Ganapathy sir's speech. Everything will be available in our channel, Global Research Conference Forum YouTube channel. So anybody can refer anytime. So that we will announce later. Okay, Manoj sir, you can continue.
So small request to the Prakash sir and organizers. We can develop templates for an article as well as a project, then thesis. So what is to be required? It's called point to point.
Yeah.
For an article, what is required? So for example, first one is about the introduction. So before introduction, it is called what used to say something
abstract.
Chist. Then introduction, methodology. Under methodology, what is to be written? What is to be there? What are the contents of research methodology? Content. Sampling. What is to be seen? Sampling, design, and framework of analysis. What are the tools and under which time it is to, in such a way it is to be on one page written, not more than that.
Yeah.
So it is to be designed and it can be circulated to all the research scholars. So it can be the ready reckoner for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rather than thinking of and searching many people, they have different methods of their own presentation.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for research, what is required for a humanities, what is required for engineering, what is for management, arts, something like that. In such a way, we ourselves, we can sit together, we will design a template of one page.
Yeah. 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 Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mayil Murugan sir.
Thank you, sir.
What you mentioned is definitely an obstacle and a hurdle I came through while doing my research thesis. Looking at various publications and journals and articles, once in a while, definitely I was also getting confused because some
Yes.
where the styles are missing, somewhere the layout is different, some topics are before then later, and so on. So it is a little confusing, as you rightly mentioned. Referring books and all, you can instead, the research is left on one hand, and then just researching how to do it is the big research.
Yes, yes, correct.
You're right.
At the same time, usage of language, whether can we go for active voice or passive voice or past participle, where we can use these type of things. That is very much important. Rather than writing as they feel,
Like,
whether can we use it for active voice or passive voice? In general, passive voice. Sometimes active voice. So how the English, that Professor Lakshmi Madam can give better in this regard. I don't know whether she is coming or not.
She
I
is
don't
not
know.
available today.
But anyway, we can form a committee, sir. In such a way, you can think of making the one-page template
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
all research scholars for the article written.
You
Paper.
I would
start
be
preparing, sir. After that, we will organize a separate session for the research scholars. There will not be no paper presentation, only demonstrations and
Yes.
instructions by you people, sir.
Okay,
Dr.
okay.
Prakash sir,
Yes, sir. Yes.
Dr. Prakash sir, we can organize one day workshop for this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We will arrange.
That will be better.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
So
I
I need
hope
some help of the any organization so that we will conduct with along with the organization. That will be better for that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
and Dr. Mayil Murugan sir, I don't mind volunteering myself for any assistance in drafting the templates, formats,
Super, sir.
procedure.
Thank you.
I would be
Nice,
more than
nice.
happy to assist you. That would be a big learning and direct, original, natural, organic information, so to speak. I can myself digest first, sir. I would be very happy.
Super, super, super.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.